They told you your birth was a miracle. But what if it wasn't just a moment of life entering the world? What if it was a divine appointment, marked by angels, sealed by the heavens, and watched over by Archangel Michael himself? There is something that happened the very moment you took your first breath, something beyond what any hospital, doctor, or parent could have seen. And now, that sacred event is returning, like a divine echo calling you back to your original path. Some souls are born with a whisper attached to them, a sacred message that waits patiently, hidden beneath the noise of life, waiting for the exact moment to resurface. Archangel Michael wants you to understand, the moment you were born, a spiritual contract was activated. It may not have been spoken aloud, but in the realm of light, your name was written in a scroll, surrounded by energy not of this world. That scroll contained not only your divine purpose, but also a prophecy about what would awaken when the time was right. Now, that time has come. Have you felt it lately? Sudden memories resurfacing, dreams that seem oddly specific, or an unexplained feeling that something important is near? This isn't coincidence, it's the contract from your day of birth returning to activate once more. Archangel Michael says that a door has quietly opened again, the same door that was touched the moment you arrived on this earth. And behind it lies not just answers, but power. Power connected to your original soul blueprint. But there's a reason this moment has returned now and not before. Because you're finally ready. Ready to face something ancient. Ready to uncover what your spirit signed up for. Archangel Michael is reminding you that the forces of darkness always try to interfere with divine appointments, and that's why you've been feeling blocked, confused, or under spiritual pressure lately. These are signs that your spiritual awakening is aligning with a divine pattern that started the day you were born. This is not just about remembering your past. This is about completing something sacred. You see, some people carry spiritual keys they were born with, but never taught how to use. Michael says your key is awakening now, and it connects to something that was interrupted or hidden shortly after your birth. Maybe it was a blessing that was delayed, a promise that never came to pass, or a spiritual guide that was silenced. But now, it is reawakening. It's returning for completion. Archangel Michael has been assigned to help you remember this. He's showing you signs in dreams, strange number patterns, or even flashbacks from your childhood, not because you're imagining things, but because your spiritual memory is opening. The same way we forget our birth, we also forget what heaven wrote about us in that moment. But the divine realm never forgets. And today, they are delivering that missing piece back into your life. There's a presence near you now, one that has waited in silence for the perfect moment. It brings peace, but also urgency. Because there is still time, but not much. What happened the day you were born wasn't just about life entering your body. It was about a light entering Earth with a very specific role to play. You may have felt like an outsider, misunderstood, even forgotten, but Archangel Michael says those feelings were never your truth. They were the result of a delay in your spiritual timeline. That delay ends now. You've likely noticed that recently people from your past are showing up again, or long-buried emotions are being triggered. This is not accidental. These are the last threads of the old timeline closing, because the new one is calling. And it is directly tied to the divine energy from the day you arrived here. Archangel Michael reveals that when this sacred energy returns, it never comes quietly. It stirs the air around you. It affects your emotions. It brings people into your life who mirror unfinished spiritual business. You may have already begun noticing emotional intensity, strange synchronicities, or an invisible pressure pulling at your soul. That's because your birth code is vibrating again. It is releasing hidden light trapped in time, and now that light is chasing away what no longer belongs to your destiny. There is a silence deep within your spirit that holds secrets even your conscious mind cannot fully grasp. Michael says that silence is breaking. Something your ancestors couldn't complete is being handed to you now. A sacred task, passed down not through bloodlines, but through divine assignment. You were chosen on the day of your arrival to carry forward what was once interrupted, possibly because the world wasn't ready then. But now, it is. You were never meant to walk this path alone. In the unseen world, Archangel Michael has already positioned helpers, some in the spiritual realm, others in human form. You may not recognize them yet, but your soul does. You will begin to feel drawn to certain places, symbols, or even people with no logical explanation. That's because your energetic map is aligning again with its original purpose. Michael wants you to understand, this isn't just a spiritual phase. This is the reactivation of a mission tied to your origin. He says a hidden memory from the moment of your birth is preparing to return, not as a thought, but as a feeling so deep and familiar, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. And when that memory returns, you'll remember not just who you are, but what you're meant to awaken in others. Yes, this moment is personal. But it is also prophetic. Your reawakening affects others. Your light is meant to guide, to heal, to speak what others are too afraid to admit. The same way the earth celebrated your arrival that day, heaven is aligning now to celebrate your rebirth into purpose. Michael says not everyone will understand what's happening to you. Some will call it coincidence. Others will question your change. Let them. Their recognition is not required for your calling to unfold. Every spiritual contract comes with tests, and this one is no different. The enemy will attempt to confuse you, delay you, or convince you that you are unworthy. But that is only because of the magnitude of the light you carry. Archangel Michael stands at your side not to protect you from fear, but to empower you through it. The sword he carries is symbolic of what he's awakening within you: clarity, courage, and divine command. This is your moment. What was written the day you were born is no longer just a mystery. It is rising to the surface. And your soul, whether you feel ready or not, has already begun to respond. You are stepping into a timeline where spiritual memories will guide real-world change. Where unseen truths will surface. Where your voice will begin to sound different, stronger, more aligned with divine justice. Michael says it's okay if you feel overwhelmed right now. The energy returning to you is not small, it's sacred. And it was saved for this season of your life because you are strong enough now to receive it. You're not the same person who entered this world that day. But the divine essence of that child remains. And that essence holds the key to everything you are becoming. You may have wondered why certain patterns keep repeating, why certain dreams come back, or why you feel a heaviness in moments that should bring peace. That's because the energy tied to the day you were born never truly left, it was merely waiting for alignment. And now, Archangel Michael confirms, that alignment is beginning. Doors are opening, not because you forced them, but because your spiritual timeline has matured. There is a sacred intelligence in the way the universe orchestrates destiny. You weren't meant to awaken too early. Had the truth come to you years ago, it would have broken you. But today, you are rooted enough, seasoned enough, spiritually aware enough to not only receive the truth, but to carry it forward with grace. Michael stands near, observing the moment your energy shifts from waiting to walking. And once that shift happens, there is no going back. People around you may begin to shift, too. Those not meant to walk this path will quietly drift away. Do not cling. Their departure is not a loss, it's divine pruning. Only those whose energy aligns with your next level will be allowed near. You'll also notice strangers who feel oddly familiar. That's because your energy is calling in soul contracts, people meant to find you once you reached this vibration. Michael also speaks of a test that may come wrapped in beauty. A distraction disguised as an opportunity. He urges you to move slowly, to listen not just with your ears but with your spirit. If it causes confusion, delay, or disconnection from your inner peace, it is not from God. You will not need to force what is truly yours. Divine things arrive with clarity, even if they require courage. He reminds you that your voice holds divine resonance now. Be careful what you speak over your life. Your words are not just sounds anymore, they are seeds. Plant what you want to see bloom. Speak as if your breakthrough has already arrived. Because in the unseen realm, it has. And as this old energy returns, so too does the responsibility. You were given spiritual strength not to boast, but to uplift. You were given vision not to impress, but to lead. The heavens have waited for this chapter, not because you were unworthy before, but because the story was not yet complete. Now it is. Michael says to be still tonight. Light a candle if you feel called. Sit with your soul and ask it to show you what it remembered on the day you were born. The answer won't always come in words. It may come in tears, in silence, in warmth, in an image that won't leave your mind. That's how spiritual memory speaks. And when it does, don't ignore it. Embrace it. For that memory is your map. This is not an ordinary season. This is a divine return. What was sealed is being unsealed. What was hidden is being revealed. And you are always the key. Archangel Michael stands at the edge of your energy field now, not with a sword raised in defense, but with a scroll. This scroll carries truths about your life that were written before you took your first breath. Some of these truths were delayed, not denied, because divine timing always supersedes human desire. Now, with the energy returning from the day you were born, Michael is authorized to open parts of this scroll, parts meant only for this precise moment in your soul's development. And erase what he reveals. Someone in your ancestral line prayed for you on the very day you were born. Whether they knew you or not in the physical realm, their spirit recognized your energy as sacred. That prayer activated a promise, one that has remained dormant until now. That's why certain obstacles didn't destroy you. That's why you survived what others could not. You've been walking with divine protection since day one, because your name was etched into a prayer that heaven never forgot. But Michael also warns that when this divine remembrance awakens, so too does spiritual resistance. You may feel sudden fatigue, emotional overwhelm, or a fog that comes from nowhere. That's not coincidence, it's energetic warfare. The darkness senses that something sacred in you is unlocking. And it fears what will happen when you fully remember who you are. That's why you must stay grounded. Breathe deeply. Drink water blessed with prayer. Surround yourself with silence, and allow Michael's presence to guard your mind from spiritual noise. He urges you to return to the things you loved as a child. There are codes hidden in those innocent joys. Music, colors, nature, drawings, things you may have cast aside in adulthood, were once channels of divine memory. Revisit them. They hold pieces of you that the world tried to bury. Your healing is not just in moving forward, it's in remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. And most of all, Michael says, do not be afraid of your own power. You are not too much. You are not delusional. The sensitivity you carry is not a weakness, it's a gift. You were born into this world to remember truths that others fear to speak. That remembrance begins now. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. The return of this energy from the day you were born is not random, it is a divine echo. A ripple through time that has finally circled back to you. Archangel Michael is not here to entertain you, he is here to awaken you. You've been walking through life thinking your challenges were punishments, but they were preparation. Everything that broke you also carved space inside your soul for this higher calling. And now, heaven needs you to realize it. Not just believe, but truly realize why your story mattered, even the parts that hurt the most. Michael says your voice was silenced too many times. People around you didn't understand your sensitivity. They labeled your intuition as overthinking, your compassion as weakness, and your light as too bright. But they were wrong. And heaven is now correcting that narrative. This is the season where your voice returns, not as a whisper but as a trumpet. You'll speak with clarity. You'll move with confidence. You'll command rooms, not to dominate, but to deliver healing. Because your presence is part of your purpose. He reminds you that this shift will confuse people around you. Some will drift away. Some will criticize your growth. Don't take it personally. They were assigned to earlier chapters, not the chapter you've just entered. You don't need their validation. The only confirmation you need is already pulsing in your spirit, Michael's presence, the sudden moments of peace, the signs you keep seeing, and the strange timing of this message reaching you right now. That's not coincidence. That's alignment. You were born for this. Your spirit agreed to return in this lifetime for something much bigger than survival. You came back to break generational patterns. To guide others through the dark. To awaken memories hidden deep in humanity's soul. This is not just about you. Your activation is the beginning of many others being freed through your light. That's why the spiritual realm has invested so heavily in protecting you. You are a key. A gatekeeper of divine timing. And now, the time has come. Michael stands beside you not just as a guardian, but as a witness. The heavens are watching. The contract of your soul is unfolding. The visions you've had lately, the dreams that shook you awake, the numbers repeating, the names you keep hearing in your spirit, they are not illusions. They are signposts. They are the map you left for yourself before entering this life. And now, that map is reappearing. Because you are finally ready to follow it. If something in your spirit stirred while listening to this message, it's not by accident. Archangel Michael is calling you to take this seriously, because your soul's breakthrough depends on it. So pause everything, and if this touched your heart, comment, "I receive this divine message right now." Let your agreement echo into the spiritual realm. And if you want more divine confirmations like this, make sure you subscribe. Not just for content, but to stay aligned with every warning, every message, and every light heaven sends your way through this channel. Support this divine mission by clicking the Super Thanks button. Your blessing helps this sacred work reach others who are still wandering in the dark. Your name is being spoken in divine places right now. Don't miss your moment. Subscribe, comment, and support this message if you know it was meant for you.